Okay, so today we're doing the entire no school run in like 16 minutes, showing everything I did. The way this worked was I wanted to play a game where I didn't go to school and see how far I can make it, and the answer is really, really far by using just a couple of exploits that are part of the game itself. One of the main ones I used was the leveling a bit thing, which I'll talk about in a second. Because there were four exploits I wanted to use, I wound up only being able to use three of them. Um, the first main one, the one that makes the biggest difference, is coming up here in just a second, right above Los Platos. Platos? Whichever. The first city, little town thing that you come to. Um, has a exploit here. You run all the way through town, jumping a little bit, up into the cliffs above the town itself. Um, Grabbed a couple items on the way. But either way, there's a spot, it's not this one, it's the next one, where right here there's a cliff edge that you cannot get across without your riding Pokemon, Corridon or Miradon, unless you can get a Pokemon close enough to throw a ball at, and then you jump across the ledge, teleport straight across, and that opens up 90% of the world. Literally, just that one little move of throwing a Pokeball across and fighting a single Pokemon makes it to where you can access almost everything. Because just walking around up here can take you the back way to the western side of the main city. And from there, you can just walk everywhere except for the mountains in the northeast and the lake in the northwest. Um, and also, obviously, Area Zero, which you can't get to till you beat the game anyway. But every place else you can get to, there's the western entrance to the city. You could even go into the city, which I do later, and you can explore around. They won't let you into the school, but you can see everything that's there. Anyway, the other exploit is the leveling one, where in every Pokemon game before Scarlet and Violet, whether or not a Pokemon would listen to you in battle was determined by their level and the number of badges you have, their current level. And so your starter Pokemon at like level 21 would no longer listen to you because if you had 0 badges, any Pokemon above level 20 would stop listening. Scarlet and Violet changed that. They made it to where the level of obedience a Pokemon has is determined by what level they are when you catch them, not what level they currently are. And that's a huge, huge difference, because what that means is if you have 0 badges, any Pokemon you catch before level 20 will listen to you all the way to level 100 every time. They'll never loaf off, they'll never ignore you. And that makes a really big difference. It's what allowed me to get a level 100 Skeledirge without ever getting a badge. So that was one of the exploits. What I wanted to do, the exploit that did not work, was just catch every Pokemon and breed them at a picnic, catch a Ditto, breed them at the picnic, and then raise a team of my choice. The problem is that exploit doesn't work because you cannot have a picnic until after you go to school. And so that exploit failed. But the first two exploits, getting across the gap and then leveling up to 100, those two did work. Just the other one didn't. So for the entire game, any Pokemon I could catch at level 20 or below was eligible to join my team. And then the third exploit, which I'm actually going to make another video for here in a minute, involves when sending a Pokemon out to battle, not initiating a Pokemon battle, but just sending them out with that right bumper button. What it does is how much experience you get from that is based on the level of the Pokemon being sent out, not the level of the Pokemon gaining experience, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but in the other video I do, I'll show how it works. Either way, I wound up spending 20 hours wandering around Paldea, spending most of my time along the northern shore, northern edge of the map, either in the northwest, northeast, or just along the coast around the Fairy Star Team base, just leveling up. But what's interesting, what we see right here, is that I'm in a Star Team base, but nobody is there, because while you are not supposed to explore the world without going to excuse me, without going to school, the fact that it's possible is made it to where Game Freak set it to where the Star Team bases are empty, the Herb Mystica Pokemon are not spawned, and when you go to a gym, all they say is "Welcome to the gym." So they make it specifically impossible to do any of the actual quests in the game without going through the school tutorial, which was unfortunate. I thought it'd be kind of funny to have all of the gym badges before my first day of school, but that's okay. Over the 20 hours, I initially started with a fire team, with one exception. I also had a, what's it called? The Paldean Wooper, or not Wooper, Paldean Quagsire, Clodsire, that's it. I had a Clodsire that I got to the mid-90s, because he helped me with the Luxrays. Otherwise, I had a complete fire team for the most part, and eventually, once I realized the experience thing, I switched it up and started getting lower level Pokemon and took on a team of 4 different evolutions just to make sure I got the most experience possible in order to level up faster. Here we go. Here comes the Skeledirge. But mostly, it was just a lot of time spent jumping off cliffs, running around the world, finding the best places to fight with the Pokemon I had on me. But as you can see, there's a lot of exploration going on, all because in the first little town, I just decided not to go to the main city. And it's really kind of funny when you think about it, because this means that this kid who just moved into town and hasn't been here for more than a day or two, on his way to his first day of learning how to play Pokemon, how to interact in the world of Paldea, has a level 100 and a bunch of level 70s just sitting around in his party. It's just very amusing to me to think about. And what that does mean is if I ever choose to, I could just play the real game, actually start, and just trounce everybody. Just run through it, no problem. Because there is nothing in the whole game that can really deal with a level 100 Skeledirge unless I get to like competitive stuff or the Elite Four. At that point, I might need a second one. Not entirely certain what I'm going to do with this game now that I have done all this, though. I don't know if I want to keep playing it without going to school and just see how many level 100s I can get, fill up my Pokedex as much as I can, or if I want to use it as a way to speedrun some of the like gyms and just see how fast I can complete them, even though it wouldn't be eligible for a official speedrun. The official speedruns straight out say you can't have any more experience than the 1 battle or 2 battles you're forced to have, which is unfortunate. Kind of like the idea of gaming the system a little bit. But either way, there's a lot that gets done in, well, the 16 minutes I'm showing you. If you really have no time, you can watch the full set of 20 hours. It takes 8 videos to do it, and there is no narration. So it's not exactly entertaining, and I'm perfectly aware of that. The concept is entertaining, but a lot of it is what's happening right here, where just random Pokemon are being sent out to battle everything around me. Occasionally I would fight the terrestrialized ones, just for a little bit more experience. And obviously, this is not the best way to level, right? The fastest way to level and gain experience is by going through the actual game and fighting trainers, especially the Elite Four or the tournament after you've beaten the Elite Four, and just running that over and over, or even grabbing a lucky egg and jumping into the cave in Area 0, where there's a lot of chances. Those are the better ways to gain experience. But this was an entertaining way to do it, as a player, not necessarily as a viewer. Because, yeah, like I said, 20 hours to get to level 100 without going into the school itself. Beyond just checking the doors and seeing if I could, which I can't. I spent some time here. There's a little ice patch in this area in the northwest where I could fight a bunch of Glalie and a couple Frostlasses. Yeah, here it is right here. And since I had a fire team, I spent a lot of time here just sending out my fire Pokemon and destroying them, because they're high level. Oops. I was kind of disappointed. I've always been a fire Pokemon player. I was kind of disappointed in the available fire Pokemon at the low level. Although there has been more in this game than in most others. So at least there was that. I also don't like playing with any Pokemon that are legendary. So I didn't even try to go out and get the legendary Pokemon from Paldea. I actually kind of wonder if that's possible. If without the mount, if I can get to 8 of those staffs thrown in the ground. Might have to check into that. That'd be kind of fun. Go to school with a legendary Pokemon. Except it wouldn't listen to me because they're all level 60, but it'd be kind of entertaining just to have it. I know I could not get the fish one. That one definitely requires going up into the mountains. I think some of the others I might be able to actually get if I jump off the right cliffs. I was just saying I don't know what I want to do with this game now that I've accomplished the one goal. Maybe that's what I want to do with this game. But I did hit every single city while running around, so I have the fast travel ability. Oh, there's my Leafeon. He's not very good yet. Jolteon's not good yet either. Took a little while to get them up to the point where they could start killing things, and then once I got there, I just destroyed everything. Because the evolutions are super powerful in the right circumstances. Either way, like I said, a lot of this type of fighting, going to different areas, all along the northern edge. Sending Jolteon out, Glaceon out, all the different ones. Once I realized that the experience gain was almost nothing if I sent Skeledirge out, I just stopped using him until here, where he hits level 100. Do a little spin. Congratulations. Makes me dizzy. And then just to prove that I actually did what I said I did. With my level 100 Skeledirge, I'm flying back to Los Platos. Apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. And Pneumonia is still here, waiting for me to join her at the southern gate so that we can actually begin our adventure together. Without her realizing, of course, that my adventure had began a long time ago. To talk to her, hey, let's explore. Come north with me. By the way, level 100 Skeledirge without going to school, which is one heck of an interesting accomplishment. So if you didn't watch all of the other videos, which is totally understandable, thank you for at least watching this one.